can't be placed right away.
That's right. There are certain things that need to take place before a monument can be installed. So it's really worth taking time to think about how to plan and design a memorial that truly reflects a person's life. It's actually a healing activity that helps to alleviate grief.
John, this makes a lot of sense.
It does. And when the time is right to proceed, not only can Roe Monument help families choose and design their memorial, we can help them save as much as 50% by eliminating the middleman.
Thank you, John. Folks, you can learn more simply by visiting RomeMonuments.com.
Let's face it, work is a large part of your life. Why not choose a job that allows the opportunity of a fulfilling career working with people who appreciate you? St. Barnabas Health System is looking for extraordinary, service-minded people to join our team. Earn and learn with career opportunities on our clinical, housekeeping, and food service teams. For more information and to apply, visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com or call 724-444-JOBS. Jobs that are apart from the ordinary. Find them at St. Barnabas Health System.
It's a voice you recognize, the voice of Beaver Valley, coming to you from an all-star quartet. 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WMBA. You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls. Beaver County Radio's news source. 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMVA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com. Here's Curtis Walsh.
Good morning on this Friday, May the 17th of 2024. We can expect rain showers today with a high reaching around 70 degrees. We'll have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after this look at news. Beaver County Radio News correspondent Sandy Giordano reports that a Hopewell school bus driver has been suspended. According to initial reports, he had a weapon and it was seen by a student. We're currently working on gathering additional details from the police. As a result of one of the largest environmental mitigation funds in Pennsylvania history, the Shapiro administration, through an advisory board at the DEP made up of environmental and community advocates, has recommended funding totaling nearly $5 million for 21 projects to benefit the environment, health, and quality of life in Beaver County communities. Among those receiving funding are the New Brighton Area School District, awarded $578,000 to complete a solar feasibility study and develop a large-scale solar installation. Beaver Falls Community Development Corporation, in partnership with Geneva College and the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, awarded over $288,000 to install water quality monitoring stations in the Beaver River, and the Borough of Monaca receiving over $276,000 to promote health and wellness in the borough with upgrades to John Anteline Park. A complete list of where the funding's going is available at beavercountyradio.com. New Brighton will see a new band director and football coach for the 2024-25 season. Jamie Bilstein will be leaving the district effective May 31st after serving as the high school band director for over 10 years. She will serve as the band director at Slippery Rock School District moving forward. Replacing Bilstein will be Hannah Clearbout. John McCouga will take over as varsity head football coach for the Lions, a position held by Tony Caltori for the past 2 seasons. Former coach Joe Greco has also announced he will be retiring from his position as the athletic director. The board has also voted to end the competitive spirit program in the district. After Young's Custard Stand closed their serving windows last year after 75 years, the future of the business wasn't clear. It was announced yesterday, though, that Young's will be reopening today at 2 p.m. It appears that the business is under new operators, and they say customers can expect the same great flavors with new faces serving the community. The Norma Kerr PA Association of School Retirees Beaver County Chapter's 33rd annual countywide 6th grade spelling bee was held at Western Beaver High School on Wednesday. 16 schools participated, with Riverside being the only school that didn't compete this year. Catherine Morrow, a 6th grade enrichment and special education teacher at Western Beaver, announced that this year's first place winner was Daniel Raperti from Central Valley. Second place was Brody Fortner from Western Beaver, and third place winner was Mia Monica from Midland School District. The Beaver County Prevention Network and Class Academy sponsored the annual Mr. Beaver County awardees. Senior Pietro Pucci received a $1,000 scholarship, and Junior Chase Fetterman received a $500 scholarship at Wednesday night's Ambridge School Board meeting. The awards were from Clearview Federal Credit Union and Behavioral Health. Beaver County Career and Technology Center students Jason DeSantis and Caitlin Turco received NTHS recognition. Both are Business Information Systems students at the school. The Central Valley School Board approved their 2024-25 tentative budget at a meeting yesterday. The budget is just over $44 million with expenditures over $45 million, and it reflects a 0.58 millage increase. Also under finance, Target's assessment appeal at $11 million was approved. Cole's assessment appeal for just over $6 million was also approved. The district's food service agreement with Nutrition Group, Inc. will be reviewed by the solicitor and the Pennsylvania Department of Education. A private offer from McGinnis Improvements to purchase a property on Colonial Avenue in Monaca from the repository was approved. And Superintendent Dr. Nick Perry announced that the 2024 commencement exercises will be held on Friday, May 31st.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Cloudy with rain showers expected off and on throughout the day. We could see an afternoon thunderstorm. Look for a high near 71. Showers and thunderstorms will continue tonight. We'll drop down to a low of 59. Partly sunny tomorrow. We could see a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. We'll reach a high near 76. Mostly sunny on Sunday with a high near 79. And it looks like we'll have a beautiful day on Monday with lots of sunshine. A high near 82 is expected. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
That's a look at the news for now. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Now, it's time to talk on Teleforum on Beaver County Radio. 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, and beavercountyradio.com. And now, here is the host of the show, Eddie Crow.
I've been looking forward to this all week, and I'm comfortable enough in my sexuality to say that loud in front of the man that made me feel that way. DJ Frye is my guest. It is Bus Talk with DJ Frye. We get to do this once a month, and you brought Lindsay with you, and one of my favorite things about getting to do this with you, DJ. Good morning. First off, how are you doing?
Roll Tide, Eddie.
I appreciate that. I really do. I'm going to change my first question now, just because you were nice about it. Why is Lindsay here with you? You're in charge of the show. We've had this talk.
So this month, Eddie, we threw you a little curveball.
Okay.
We're gonna take a break.
Didn't. I love Lindsay.
Oh, hey, listen, that's the boss. I
love you too, Eddie.
Right. We threw a little curveball here. You know, as you know, Bob BARRICKMAN was super close to me, obviously super close to you and this radio station. And this coming Wednesday, May 22nd, we will be awarding the Beaver Area School District's Education Foundation will be awarding the first annual Bob BARRICKMAN Scholarship. So we felt who better to bring in the studio for this month's Beaver County Bus Talk than the one and only president of the foundation, Miss Lindsay Courteau, to talk about Bob, the scholarship, the foundation, but we're going to rely a little bit on you, Eddie, too. I mean, I would love to hear some of our listeners and viewers, some callers if they would, to share some funny Bob stories. And as we celebrate the first ever Bob BARRICKMAN Scholarship being awarded here in about less than a week. Yeah, less than a week. So how's your week so far, Eddie?
My week is wonderful, and it ending by being able to talk about Bob. I've got Bob stories.
You got Bob stories.
I worked with Bob.
Well, let's start on a little sour note here. So we always like to talk about the Frye girls, my two daughters. And,
no.
If Joe Askar is listening, Joe's a good friend of ours. 3 years ago, Joe's sons, who my lovely wife had in second grade, both of them, they won a goldfish at the Beaver Carnival.
They're the one person that won one of those goldfish.
And, life expectancies, 3 hours?
The car ride
maybe
home,
a week, right?
Yeah, the car ride.
So they won this goldfish and handed it to Mrs. Frye. And I'm thinking, all right, we'll get home. I'll have to flush it, right? So obviously the girls get very connected. So the issue becomes for the next couple months, you have to run out the pet store to buy a similar looking fish, and then you wait till family vacation comes, and then you kind of transition out of the purchasing of the fish, right? Lynn's is on board. She knows this whole thing. So, anywho, I hate to report.
A bootleg fish.
Hey, whatever it takes to trick at that time 3 or 4 year olds, right?
Sure.
So, unfortunately, if Joe's listening, Shark Joe or Joey the Shark, which is the name of this fish, fish lasted 3.5 years. My wife was getting on me the last month and a half about cleaning the fish bowl. I cleaned it 2 nights ago. I must not have let the water marinate long enough. I don't know what it is.
Fish.
The fish was upside down this morning.
Courtney, I appreciate you going straight up. So you killed the fish.
The fish is done. So we're in the process of figuring out how we're going to break this news to the girls.
Live on the radio seems a good call.
This way. They'll probably tune in and just hear that you killed their fish.
Hopefully Saints Peter and Paul does not have WBVP radio on right now. And if they do, I'm in trouble. I'm sure the principal will give us a call here shortly. Who's going to be, by the way, a future guest of the show? So
You're really loving this, aren't you? How many shows have you done?
So this is our third. And I tell you what, we got them lined up, Eddie.
Okay.
We got them lined up. And I think they really want to come in and just talk to you, to be honest with you.
No, that's incorrect. I have no fish killing stories to offer. You just said that out loud. I killed my children's fish.
Yeah, I should have brought the fish in for the cats. You could have brought the fish in for the cats.
I got no problem with the cats. I don't need any more issues with the cats.
Well, besides the fish, let's get back on track here, Beaver County. Let's talk about Beaver County education. And again, our guest today on Beaver County Bus Talk is Miss Lindsay Courteau. And before I go into Linz, or have her go into Linz, I want to tell our listeners and viewers, if you need to get something done in Beaver County, this is who you go to. She has been campaign managers. She is a mover and shaker. Her LinkedIn is multiple pages long. There's not a business card large enough with all her titles. So, Beaver County, help me welcome to the Frye Transportation Studios,
right on,
Miss Lindsay Courteau.
Well, thank you, DJ. I appreciate it. I am excited to be here. I've sat in the new studio here once, but I have been frequently on the radio when you guys were in Beaver Falls. So several different visits there, and have been on before talking about when we decided to establish the BARRICKMAN Scholarship. So, but by day, I am the Associate Vice President of Strategic Partnerships at Geneva College. I had the pleasure of being the Director of Marketing and PR for the past 2 years, and then recently got a promotion and transitioned into this role. So with that, I'd be remiss if I didn't say to the listeners, if you're looking to engage in higher education, have discussions about what your company can do in higher education, I'm your person to talk to. So that's my role by day.
and to our listeners, I've seen it plenty of times, excuse me, where just random people have come up to you in a meeting and said, hey, Linz, my son wants to go to Geneva. Mm-hmm. My daughter wants to go to Geneva.
And we're so excited. Higher education has had a tough go since COVID. Sure. You don't see as many students applying for college. You see them taking different paths, which is great. We firmly believe that college isn't necessarily for everyone, but we are excited we have a really good year ahead. We're seeing a significant increase in our enrollment. Good. And aside from the dreaded word FAFSA that has been the headache for anybody that has a student going into higher ed right now, it's been a really good year. So once the financial aid situation at the federal level finally gets settled down, then we're excited for where it can go for Geneva.
Good. Now, on top of all your responsibilities at Geneva, first of all, no goldfish, right?
No, we do actually. We have this is our third goldfish that my children won at the county fair in Buffalo. My husband's from Buffalo. And it's
wait. You road tripped a goldfish from Buffalo.
We've done it 3 times now, road tripped a goldfish home. Okay. And the goldfish has lived each one at least 3 years.
So this is the original buffalo fish.
Yeah,
you haven't replaced this one?
Oh my God.
Wow. Joey the shark, I thought he was the oldest goldfish in Brighton Township in Beaver.
And I don't even know what this one's name is. One of them was Daisy and one of them was Diamond, but I can't remember which one died.
Okay, so you've definitely had to replenish a fish.
We'll replenish them from the fair. That's the only place we get them.
You remember, by the way, off topic, you go into the mall on Fridays when you didn't have your driver's license. How many times did you put the goldfish in the fountain?
In the fountain, right? Yeah. That was the thing you did. That was the thing you did.
So on top of Lindsay being super duper important in Geneva, talk about your involvement with Beaver County Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, so I just have been on the board for the Beaver County Chamber of Commerce for 4 years, and just transitioned off. Our new chair is Katie Klaber. She's the chair of the board now. But the chamber just hired a new president, Lance Grable, which is really exciting. And I'm excited for, from a Geneva perspective, but then from a county level, what Lance is going to bring to the table there. And I think it means great things for the progress. But I worked for the chamber a number of years ago, and then I came back on the board. And if you're a business in Beaver County, Frye Transportation's a member, WBVP's a member, and you're looking to engage and network with your peers in the county and take your business to the next level, the chamber's the way to do it. It's a way to get front and center in front of people right off the bat.
And I'm so glad you brought up Lance Grable, because I tell you what, and Eddie, you had him in here not too long ago. I think he was on Mike's show talking about the festivals and a lot of the planning in Beaver County. I want to make sure that the listeners are well in tune. And by the way, if you're just tuning in, this is the monthly Beaver County Bus Talk with DJ Frye, and today our guest is Lindsay Corto. But back to Lance. Lance is a good friend of mine, and I want to make sure it's clear to our Beaver County listeners, not only is Lance a tremendous asset to the county, a tremendous leader, so with that being said, he is a tremendous pick for the chamber, right? But I want to make sure it's clear, and this is the most important part, and I hope Lance is listening. The president of Frye Transportation has a much faster moped than the new president of the Beaver County Chamber of Commerce. And again, I really hope he is listening to that, because him and I, we go back and forth about who has the better moped. So,
well, I think you guys have those car cruises coming up here. Maybe DJ
Tomorrow.
and Lance, maybe we could have a race at one of them here, the moped race, raise some money for it.
The turn in is more than a quarter mile long.
Yeah,
dead straight.
I think we've got a great fundraiser on our hands.
Grable, if you're listening, it's on, buddy. Moped.
Official
moped.
challenge, Frye
That's right.
versus Grable.
Now you got me interested in moped. What are you rolling on the moped scene?
So I have multiple. I actually have three, believe it or not. I hope the wife's
Why
not
do
listening.
you
She
have
might
three
only be aware of
mopeds?
2 mopeds. I
Is
have
the
3
other one
mopeds.
like hidden at the garage, the bus garage?
All 3 are there.
He buried it in the goldfish tomb that he keeps in the
One was
back.
a permanent placement in our garage at home. She gave it the boot. So all 3 are properly snugged and placed and stored at the Beaver Bus Garage.
Okay.
So anybody wants to try out the moped, come on up.
No, I want to know is it a Gorelli? Is it a Pook?
So it's a Pook. I have 2 Pooks and I have a Gorelli,
Okay.
a green one.
All
So we have a lot of fun on those. And of course, if you're talking mopeds in Beaver County, you got to talk about
the
the
Cossack
Cossack
boys.
brothers.
Yeah,
Why
we
not?
all
And
know.
if you have any interest in mopeds, go down and visit the store down in Monaca. Highly recommend it. And just circling back on track here, Linz, Beaver County, the Beaver Area School District's education, you are the current president of that. Let's
I
talk
am.
about that for a second.
So I'm president of the Beaver Area School District Education Foundation, and I'm in my 3rd year as president. DJ also serves on our board there, and the Education Foundation was started in 1985 by Dr. Betty Sue Shaughnessy, who actually we're going to refer to her as Betty Sue, as everybody does affectionately.
Sure.
You're in Beaver County, you know her as Betty Sue. She was just inducted into the Beaver County Educational Trust Hall of Fame to be recognized for what she has done for education, not just in Beaver, but in the county, and then even across the state. And in her speech that she provided, read by Jamie Connolly, their executive director, she said that the Education Foundation at Beaver is one of her proudest accomplishments. And so for me, it's really kind of sentimental because she was my superintendent at Beaver when I was a student, and then Dr. John Hansen took over. And so I know her family well. So as an Education Foundation, we do 2 main things. One of which we'll get in more detail on is our scholarships. And we award scholarships annually to anywhere from 47 to 53 graduating seniors from Beaver High School.
And just under $50,000,
Just
right?
under $50,000 is given out to seniors graduating. And it's just such an incredible thing to know that our community embraces the foundation, donates money, and supports our students for whatever they're going on to next. We have scholarships that are specific for veterinary science, for elementary education, for nursing, for being a good citizen. And then the Bob Barrickman Scholarship, which is our newest scholarship to be given out. His is for, communication or journalism, broadcast journalism. Obviously, we wouldn't be here if that weren't the case, for what he was so passionate about.
That's right. And again, if you're just tuning in, Lindsay Corto, the president of the Beaver Area School District's Education Foundation. And this coming Wednesday, May 22nd, will be the annual, scholarship award ceremony.
Yep, so Wednesday we'll all gather in the auditorium. The seniors will come, their families, they'll get to receive their awards. We do a little overview on each award, why it's being given out. And there are some tender emotional moments that occur too, families talking about their loved ones. And it's just awesome to see these students receive the awards and hear what it means to the community to give back.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the trust. You and I both attended that.
Yes.
You representing Geneva, and I was representing the Beaver Area School District. And a shout out to Mrs. Connolly. Dan Donnelly from McCarter's Coach does a tremendous job with that. And all the other trustees and board members for that. And it was a beautiful night, and deliberately so. Betty Chusondesi, and Eddie's going to laugh when I say this, is one of the Mount Rushmores of the Beaver Area School District.
Oh, I think that's brilliant. I think it's brilliant that people are still aware enough to be able to make that reference and understand how important people like that are.
Absolutely. And again, we want to talk a little bit here. We're going to get ready for a break, but when we come back, we are going to talk about the one and only Bob Barrickman. And if you're just joining in, this is DJ Frye with our monthly Beaver County Bus Talk, and my guest today is the one and only Lindsay Corto. Stay tuned, because when we come back, we want to hear our callers call in. We want to, Eddie, myself, and Lindsay will all be sharing some really good stories regarding Bob Barrickman. Thank you.
Are you ready to rumble?
Dude, can I tell you something?
For the 33rd year in a row, the main drag in Beaver Falls will come alive on Saturday, June 8th with a loud roar and vibrant colors that can mean only one thing. It's the annual Beaver Falls Car Cruise. Make plans to witness the 15-block cruise lane, vehicle display, and food vendors on 7th Avenue in Beaver Falls from 11 to 7 on Saturday, June 8th, rain or shine. The free event is presented in part by Deal Ford Kia, Eddie Isabella State Farm Insurance, 99.3 FM WBVP and 95.7 FM The Beaver, and Duquesne Light. Additional support is provided by Beaver Falls Health Mart Pharmacy, Kenya Johns for State Representative, Auto Body Products, PPG and Tri-County Management McDonald's, among others. Shine up the hot rod, because the second Saturday in June always means the Beaver Falls Car Cruise.
This Memorial Day, save up to 20% off Flex Steel Furniture now at AK Nahas. Handcrafted for long-lasting beauty and comfort. Get your Flex Steel customized your way in just 8 weeks. Check out the latest styles, including the all-new Flex, at Western Pennsylvania's largest selection of Flex Steel furniture. Save up to 20% or choose 48-month special financing, along with free local delivery and setup. The Flex Steel Memorial Day sale only at AK Nahas. Appliance, furniture, mattress, and TV. You'll do okay with AK.
Can tuning into a radio show really change your life? It can when you listen to Teleforum in the 9 o'clock hour, the third Tuesday of every month. Tom Young from First Consultants in Beaver will be the special guest expert and talk about how managing and thinking about the money you already have can potentially create financial freedom for many of you. You can also watch the live video stream of the show on the WBVP-WMBA Facebook page.
The Rochester True Value, located inside the Shop and Save on the Ohio River Boulevard, is proudly serving the community. The Rochester True Value is independently owned and operated and has experienced workers who can help you with your home projects. The Rochester True Value has tools, products, and all the equipment needed for you to get the job done. The Rochester True Value inside the Shop and Save is open and ready to help with your home improvements. That's the Rochester True Value in Shop and Save on the Ohio River Boulevard.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County Home Inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
It started with a road trip into the American Midwest. Huntington bankers with one mission, to understand how people made sense of money. And that's how we met Brenda.
How do I control money? Envelopes. The first of the month I divide up my cash. One envelope for groceries, one for gas, one for fun. It helps plan out my spending.
And that's how we came up with digital envelopes for your checking account. Our customers give us the best ideas. Huntington, welcome. Member FDIC. Learn more at huntington.com.
Beaver County Radio and the Pennsylvania Hot Rod Company, along with AK Nahas, are teaming up to present Cruisin' on the Ridge, a series of car cruises that will be held this summer, the third Saturday of every month from noon till 4 p.m. at the Beaver County Radio Studios. The first cruise, May 18th, at the studio location of 4301 Dutch Ridge Road in Brighton Township. Beaver County Radio Solid Gold Saturday host J.D. Merkel will be spinning tunes in the parking lot. There will be food trucks, prize giveaways, raffles, and a 50-50. Cruisin' the Ridge is being brought to you in part by Patriot Home Care, Frye Transportation, J. Young Refuse, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Beaver Valley Auto Mall, AK Nahas Furniture and Appliance, the Pennsylvania Hot Rod Company, and Beaver County Radio.
Start your day with breakfast at McDonald's. Enjoy their 2 for $5 sausage egg McMuffin. Whether you're on your way to work or on your way to school, McDonald's has the right breakfast for you. McDonald's breakfast. I'm loving it.
Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMVA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com. Here's Curtis Walsh.
Good morning on this Friday, May the 17th of 2024. We can expect rain showers today with a high reaching around 70 degrees. We'll have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after this look at news. Beaver County radio news correspondent Sandy Giordano reports that a Hopewell school bus driver has been suspended. According to initial reports, he had a weapon and it was seen by a student. We're currently working on gathering additional details from the police. After Young's Custard Stand closed their serving windows last year after 75 years, the future of the business wasn't clear. It was announced yesterday, though, that Young's will be reopening today at 2 p.m. It appears that the business is under new operators, and they say customers can expect the same great flavors with new faces serving the community. New Brighton will see a new band director and football coach for the 2024-25 season. Jamie Bilstein will be leaving the district effective May 31st after serving as the high school band director for over 10 years. She will serve as the band director at Slippery Rock School District moving forward. Replacing Bilstein will be Hannah Clearbout. John McCouga will take over as varsity head football coach for the Lions, a position held by Tony Caltori for the past 2 seasons. Former coach Joe Greco has also announced he will be retiring from his position as the athletic director. The board has also voted to end the competitive spirit program in the district. As a result of one of the largest environmental mitigation funds in Pennsylvania history, the Shapiro administration, through an advisory board at the DEP made up of environmental and community advocates, has recommended funding totaling nearly $5 million for 21 projects to benefit the environment, health, and quality of life in Beaver County communities. Among those receiving funding are the New Brighton Area School District, awarded $578,000 to complete a solar feasibility study and develop a large-scale solar installation. Beaver Falls Community Development Corporation, in partnership with Geneva College and the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, awarded over $288,000 to install water quality monitoring stations in the Beaver River, and the Borough of Monaca receiving over $276,000 to promote health and wellness in the borough with upgrades to John Anteline Park. The Norma Kerr PA Association of School Retirees Beaver County Chapter's 33rd annual countywide 6th grade spelling bee was held at Western Beaver High School on Wednesday. 16 schools participated, with Riverside being the only school that didn't compete this year. Catherine Morrow, a 6th grade enrichment and special education teacher at Western Beaver, announced that this year's first place winner was Daniel Raperti from Central Valley. Second place was Brody Fortner from Western Beaver, and third place winner was Mia Monica from Midland School District. The Central Valley School Board approved their 2024-25 tentative budget at a meeting yesterday. The budget is just over $44 million with expenditures over $45 million, and it reflects a 0.58 millage increase. Also under finance, Target's assessment appeal at $11 million was approved. Cole's assessment appeal for just over $6 million was also approved. The district's food service agreement with Nutrition Group, Inc. will be reviewed by the solicitor and the Pennsylvania Department of Education. A private offer from McGinnis Improvements to purchase a property on Colonial Avenue in Monaca from the repository was approved. And Superintendent Dr. Nick Perry announced that the 2024 commencement exercises will be held on Friday, May 31st.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
Cloudy with rain showers expected off and on throughout the day. We could see an afternoon thunderstorm. Look for a high near 71. Showers and thunderstorms will continue tonight. We'll drop down to a low of 59. Partly sunny tomorrow. We could see a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. We'll reach a high near 76. Mostly sunny on Sunday with a high near 79. And it looks like we'll have a beautiful day on Monday with lots of sunshine. A high near 82 is expected. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
That's a look at the news for now. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, also streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Talk about what's happening in Beaver County or around the world on Teleforum. 724-843-1888. 724-774-1888. It's Teleforum with Eddie Crow.
Indeed, I can't think of a better way to end a week than what we get to do once a month. DJ Frye comes in, and it's Beaver County Bus Talk with DJ Frye. But let's be honest, it's you sharing some dark stuff. The show opened with DJ saying, basically, I killed my kid's fish.
So, hey, you know what? We want to kick off the weekend. Everyone's weekend just going to get better from this point on. So if you're just joining us, as Eddie indicated, it's been a rough morning in the Frye house. We started the day off, got the girls safely on the school bus like always, and about 20 minutes after that, my mother-in-law tells me the goldfish is upside down. So now we're working on a plan on how to get the fish out of the house before the girls get home. But in the meantime, I'm here in the Frye Transportation Studio with Miss Lindsay Courteau. So I think we've covered the goldfish pretty well today.
Yes.
And we started talking about, your long laundry of titles here throughout Beaver County. And we're at the point where we're here to celebrate the one and only Bob BARRICKMAN.
Yes.
And if you're just tuning in and missed the first segment, this Wednesday, May 22nd, is the annual Beaver Area School District Education Scholarship Award Ceremony. And Lindsay here to my right is the president of that association. And this year, we are proud to say that we'll be offering a $2,500 scholarship to a lucky senior in the name of Bob BARRICKMAN. Can you believe that, Eddie? $2,500 in Bob's name.
I'm happy about the money, but I'm far happier that people around here recognize what that and who that guy was.
Absolutely.
And here's proof. Lindsay, how long did it take to get this together? Most plans to get a scholarship, they can drag on and go in fits and starts. It looks like and sounds like everybody said, yes, we want in. How was that?
Pretty much less than a year to surpass the $10,000 mark in the fund for Bob BARRICKMAN. You didn't know radio or high school sports and not know Bob BARRICKMAN. His voice was so recognizable to anybody. And even I think I told this story before when I was on the radio, but even my daughter, who's now 11, but when Brooklyn was little, I had the pleasure of working with Bob on the Beaver Area JC's Outstanding Young Woman program. And Bob was our MC for the event. Sure. And anybody who's worked with Bob knows that he is very particular about going over his script. He wants to make sure he's saying those names right. He wants to analyze, he wants, you're walking across the stage, but he wants the stats of how you're going to walk across that stage, And so I was at home. Brooklyn was probably 3 or 4 years old, and she's walking around talking on her pretend cell phone and has her hand on her hip, and she puts the phone down, and I said, oh, well, who are you talking to? And she was like, it's Bob BARRICKMAN again. He wanted to talk about his script.
And that just speaks volumes to Bob. And as you indicated, as an athlete here in Beaver County, still to this day, many of us, our friends, we still, WBVP, Bob BARRICKMAN, we have so many wonderful memories. And any of our listeners, feel free to call in 724-843-1888 to talk and share your greatest Bob story. Again, I'm here with Lindsay Courteau, the proud president of the Beaver Area School District Education Foundation. And I'm going to lead us off, if you don't mind. My first memory of Bob Barrickman, I was working at the Christian Assembly Church out in Ohioville, and at that point I was probably in 9th grade, and I would vacuum the gym there. And every Monday night the church would have basketball, and I remember this guy, total cherry picker, Eddie, never got up and down the court.
Never crossed midway strike.
12 steps this way, 6 this way. That was it. That was Bob. And I kept saying, who is that gentleman that does not move within a 5x5 box, but he never missed a shot? I tell you, Linz, you gave him the ball, it looked awkward, it went in every time. I mean, talk about the Caitlin Clark. He was the Caitlin Clark of the church league. You know what I mean? But he didn't get up and down the court. So my first memory of Bob Barrickman was he was the hot shot that just didn't move. Right. And everybody, you didn't guard him. But once the ball got to him, it was
the sweet spot.
It was over. Right. And then soon later, I heard that voice for the first time, Eddie, and that voice just pulls you in. And then I'm like, you're telling me that's the cherry picker from church league, right?
That's an insult in a church league. You call a guy a cherry picker, you better be good if you're doing that route.
Lights out. And I'm telling you, he was one of the top picks. I mean, you just stayed in his corner and you fed him the ball, and that, rest was history. But that was my first memory, honestly. So, Lindsay, I'm going to toss it over to you. And by the way, breaking news. You asked me in the commercial break, and I'm going to deliver for you.
Yes.
The field trip bus that your daughter's on up to Heinz Field, they arrived safely.
Okay, good.
So you're good. Everything's covered, right?
Right, yep. I told DJ on the break that I have two daughters on 2 different buses on field trips today for the school district. So, I'm counting on him that they're safe and being transported back and forth. But we know they are when they're in Frye hands. So.
You know who the backup of the backup of the backup driver is?
Who?
Mr. Eddie Crow. That's we're getting really deep in here, but that's the backup to the backup, right?
Think of it like the Pirates. If you're that deep in the rotation, there's problems. Okay.
So, Linz, go ahead. Share. And you used to call him Brick. I mean,
did.
a lot of people in Beaver County don't know Brick. That was his nickname.
And so, he knew me growing up as a child because he went to school with my dad. My dad's a Beaver graduate. Bob was a Beaver graduate. Dr. Duke Gazzetti, who is our former president of the Beaver Area School District Education Foundation, he was really instrumental in establishing this scholarship in Brick's honor. So, and it's funny, my dad's nickname, it was the Rope, because he was tall and skinny, and then you had the Brick. So, you can just think about their differences in stature probably in high school. But I remember my dad telling the stories about Bob that he could spell any word faster backwards than most people could spell it forwards.
Yeah.
And
that's probably why him and I got along so well, because I was the worst speller in Beaver County. I promise you that.
And so it was just really neat. The station even, we held an event at Roberts Roadside Inn last year.
Yeah.
And where they named the patio in honor of Bob, and we used it as a fundraiser. For the Bob Barrickman Memorial Scholarship through the Education Foundation, and the outpouring of love and stories and that we heard about Bob were just incredible, and it shows you the lasting impact that he had on people, and not just sports related. We talk about the Beaver Area JCs and his involvement in that organization, and he was the MC of the what used to be Junior Miss, then Outstanding Young Woman program, and he knew every female's name that participated in that. I remember him, that distinct way he said your name was different than anybody else, and he would call you with middle name for that. Lindsay Marie Martin, my maiden name's Martin, and just what a great guy. And so when his sisters came to Duke, and then Duke came to the foundation about establishing this scholarship in his memory, it was a no-brainer, and the radio station, got on board right away. Right. And how can we do this? How can we honor him? And so it's exciting that next week we'll be awarding the first scholarship to a student going into communications, journalism, broadcast journalism, and to see what they go on and do, and to hope that they understand the impact that he had in the county. But I would love to hear, Eddie, you said you had a story,
Right. And before I do give the mic back over to Eddie, I'm going to pull it right back, because I do want to just add one thing. That evening that you just referenced, we do need to thank Beaver County Radio and St. Barnabas, Executive Director Frank Sparks. JD Turco, everybody affiliated with this radio station, because I believe they matched everything that
They
evening
did,
with
yes.
a wonderful sponsorship.
We were passing the hat. DJ and I were walking around getting people to empty their pockets.
Right. They were.
After Frank said,
Right.
we're going to match it, we were like, all right.
Eddie and I were outside solving all the problems in the world.
Absolutely, we
If you're
were.
just joining us, DJ Frye with Beaver County Bus Talk. Today we are solving all issues regarding goldfish and the Beaver Education
No, we're not.
Foundation.
You killed the goldfish. You're not solving a problem.
Eddie, if you want this goldfish, I'll bring it here before you get off today. You can bring it home for the cats. if
Happy
you want.
birthday, cats, and let them go about it. I want to talk about the same event that you two just mentioned, because it was a demonstration of who Bob was. He was a unifier. And the reason I know that, you get a bunch of media people together in a room, it's guaranteed there are going to be some people that like each other. There are going to be some people that hate each other's guts. Everybody that night loved Bob. And it was an absolute unifying, and I've seen it. Media people have no issue with talking crap about each other. He garnered so much respect that a bar full of media people drinking still managed to be respectful. That is incredibly rare, and I remember looking around going, all these people hate each other, most of them. They all love Bob, and they put aside the petty this and that to talk about him. I worked with him. Lindsay, that OCD, I got to get everything right, that was my savior, because I knew if I was working a game with Bob, I think the last game I did with Bob, we maybe Riverside football, don't even know. But I knew showing up, if I got assigned to work with BARRICKMAN, I had to do nothing.
Right.
I'm going to show up. Bob, can I see your notes? Oh, sure. It's utter professional. And those are the people that you notice more quickly.
Right.
The guys that are trying to find their notes, oh, no. Bob had a system, and you learn a system by doing it for umpteen years. And watching him, it's like, all right, this guy's a pro. I remember the first time I worked with him, I had heard stories and positive, but we're all judgmental. I thought, let's see how good this dude is. Within 10 minutes, I'm like, I'm living biscuits and gravy hanging on this guy's coattails. And he could have been snotty like media. Everything that I didn't know that I needed to know, he would explain to me and make me understand, because I'm a why. All the answers, calm, utter professional, and you knew that the broadcast was first. That meant the kids were first. He was not a me broadcaster. He was a I'm painting the picture broadcaster. And I loved that about that guy.
You know, the one thing, Eddie, I'm so glad you brought that up. The one thing that I often talked, we do lunch maybe once a quarter. I mean, twice, 2 or 3 times a year. I always try to encourage him. I just wanted him to write a book about Beaver County athletics.
Absolutely.
And just talk about his top 5 athletes, because the stories of riding in the red van to and from state championships, basketball games. And I know he lost one of his dear friends that he sat next to for many years, 2 years prior, 2 years prior to that. And, you know, I know that weighed heavily on him. But that evening that we've been referencing, I remember that meant a lot to me for a variety of reasons, but I was able to ask his sisters that evening if they would give me permission, and then I can give the radio station permission to keep Bob's voice as the Frye Transportation voiceover on the ad. And still to this day, when I hear that, because to me, that voice will always echo in the valley here in Beaver Valley. But more importantly, that voice, you think of Friday night football, in my opinion. Again, this is DJ Frye, our Friday, our annual monthly Beaver County Bus Talk. And again, Lindsay Courteau, the Beaver Area School District Education Foundation, is our guest this month. And we are talking about the Bob BARRICKMAN Memorial Fund. Before we go to our next break, I do want to encourage anybody, any of our listeners, viewers that want to chime in on a wonderful memory of Bob BARRICKMAN, 724-843-1888, 724-774-1888. This coming Wednesday, May 22nd, we will be the foundation, and I believe you are the one awarding it, to a lucky senior $2,500 scholarship in the name of Bob. Anything else you want to add to Bob's scholarship this coming Wednesday?
No, I think just the one thing that Eddie touched on is that was reiterated that evening that we're talking about is that the reason I think Bob was able to people were able to come together in his memory is because everyone will tell you Bob never said a bad word about anybody.
No.
It
was quite off-putting in the media world that he wouldn't.
Right, and he was so positive, so polite, and I just hope that the student accepting this award, but the students that receive all of our awards next Wednesday, that they can take a page out of the Bob Barrickman book and how they emulate and live their lifestyle, that that you're hospitable, you're kind, and that you're meeting the people where they are and having your conversations and you're not judging them.
Let's hold that thought, and when we come back here from our break, we want to continue to dive into Bob Brick Barrickman's. And by the way, Brick was a nickname because of basketball, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, but when we come back, we want to share more stories, talk more about the education and the mini grants, and I'll try to get you an update and see where that field trip bus is.
Sounds good.
Thank you for listening to Beaver County Bus Talk here on Beaver County Radio. This is DJ Frye, Lindsay Corto, Eddie Crow. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The news is big from Friendly Federal Credit Union, and there are several stories to get out. So, with no further delay, let's get to our experts at the teller window. First, Karen Latshaw, what do you have for us?
Backed by popular demand, the annual Friendly Federal Credit Union luncheon meeting is happening August 24th at the Fez in Hopewell Township. Tickets are on sale now.
That's good news for sure. Now let's go to Katie Mahalik for news about the scholarship program.
I am pleased to report that applications for the Carl D. Ross and Anthony S. Payne scholarships are being accepted through June 30th.
From the manager's desk, this has been Cindy Hiladio. Thank you for listening. For more news, click friendlyfcu.org, member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Friendly Federal Credit Union, you got a friend.
Is your car due for an oil change? You're in luck. Right now, the Beaver Valley Auto Mall is offering an oil change package for just $165. That's 3 oil changes for just $55 a visit. Yes, an oil change for just $55 a visit for full synthetic. And it just keeps getting better. If you're approved for a new Jeep MasterCard, you'll receive a statement credit of $100. So the entire oil change package can cost as little as $65 using your new Jeep credit card. How can you beat that? It's the perfect way to start the summer and save. Stop by the Beaver Valley Auto Mall today and apply for your new Jeep MasterCard and get on the road to saving more money. It's true, everyone's saving at the Beaver Valley Auto Mall Express Lane in Monaca.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Aliquippa program. Now in its 4th year, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. Drug-Free Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Your smile adds to your face value, and your teeth are so important to your life and to your good health. An expert in dentistry with many years of experience is Dr. Peter Montini. He and his staff in Beaver are able to help you through painless care. A free consultation with Dr. Montini could help you to decide on a new way of life, one that helps you to a better future. Call today. You will be glad you did. Smile.
The warm weather is back, and that can only mean one thing. Pirates baseball for a 76th season is on Beaver County Radio. Make sure you set your radio dial to WBVP and 99.3 FM. Pirate baseball is being presented locally by the St. Barnabas Health System, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Keystone Wellness Program, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lipp, the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority, Patriot Home Care, Town Square Restaurant, and Beaver County Radio.
When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Frye stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Frye Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their communities, best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Frye Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
It is Teleforum, but it's way better than Teleforum. One Friday a month, the last hour, DJ Frye comes in, and it's Beaver County Bus Talk with DJ Frye. Lindsay Courteau is his guest today because it's his show. And God bless you. I've smiled in more in the last hour than I have all day talking about Bob Barrickman. Among other things, we've been talking about the Barrickman Scholarship that's getting awarded Wednesday, correct?
Yes, this Wednesday, Eddie, and not to keep harping on this goldfish situation here, but I just received in the last commercial break my Uncle Tom Campion, and congratulations to my uncle on retirement. He retired this past April, but he sent me a text. He says, hey, your grandmother, Dolores Campion, and I are in the car. Do you need us to stop by PetSmart to buy the girls a goldfish? So Uncle Tom, thank you, and Neen, thanks you for listening. But no, the goldfish, we're going to get over this hurdle here. You know, Joey the shark, 3.5 years, oldest goldfish in Brighton Township. Today we gotta.
Your girl should be proud to know that this is the most airtime a goldfish has ever received.
At 4:30, wake up call to feed that fish. Not anymore. But anyways, as Eddie indicated, we're happy to have Lindsay Courteau here today. We're talking everything Bob Barrickman and the Beaver Area School District Education Foundation. And Lindsay, we left off. I want to get into mini grants. Mm-hmm. One of the things I'm proud of being a part of the foundation is the mini grant program. And what it's able to provide the teachers and the students of the Beaver Area School District. Can you?
Yes. So in addition to the scholarships we've been talking about, the Beaver Area School District Education Foundation, we award mini grants annually. And they are eligible for staff, for teachers, or even for seniors to apply for a mini grant. And what they are is any educational opportunity that can enhance what they're already doing in the classroom or beyond the classroom that maybe the school budget can't pay for. And so an example, and I will just tout this one because my child's in second grade, is Miss Davis, the music teacher at the elementary school at College Square. She applied for a mini grants to teach the kids how to play the recorder. And last week we got to hear the second graders at College Square Elementary play a recorder concert. And
how impressive. That was an
it was
impressive
so impressive.
Evening.
Taught them about music, taught them how to read music. And so there's other things we have I know we're awarding something this upcoming cycle in regards to mental health and mental health support bags for our high school students. We've awarded things for garden carts, teaching the kids how to garden. Things started way back in the day with the mini grant program with the iPad initiative. And that's how the iPad started at Beaver. And so now every student receives an iPad. So it's a great opportunity. We thank those who donate. And then specifically, we want to thank all of those teachers who apply. And on our Facebook and on our website, you can see, we try and keep that updated as much as we can with who's received the latest awards and what they're going to.
Well, Ms. Courteau, I want to thank you for being my guest. We'll definitely have to have you come back on and solve more problems.
Absolutely.
But again, we want to thank Beaver County Radio. We want to thank the one and only Mr. Eddie Crow for all his support and wonderful stories about Bob. But we also, more importantly, we want to thank you, the listeners, and the Beaver County residents for always tuning in and all your support for this show and Beaver County Radio. And I have one more surprise for everybody today. We are going to close the show out with a wonderful tribute to the one and only Bob Barrickman. And before Mr. Eddie Crow hits play on that, we want to thank the Beaver Area School District for all their support to the foundation, the guidance department, and more importantly, we want to congratulate the class of 2024.
Right.
And God bless, and Beaver's always going to be home. So this is DJ Frye signing off for this month's Beaver County Bus Talk. Stay well, stay happy, and stay safe, Beaver County. And Bob, we miss you, we love you, and go Bobcats.
Ball is picked off! Gardner from midfield! You can say goodbye, and the Clips are on their way!